Cape Town, South Africa, is a very populated city, obviously in South Africa. That would be towards the south of Africa. Just for all of you who aren't versed in geography, thought I'd help you out there. Now, they're facing a problem that we have been warning about for a long time, and it's pretty scary. Cape Town, South Africa, is running out of water. And this isn't a year away from happening. It's not even 6 months away from happening. Day zero, as they are calling it, or the day Cape Town, South Africa is set, meaning the city will run out of water, will be on April 12th of this year. I found this next part to speak both about human nature and also human stupidity. So, Mayor Patricia de Lille said 60% of Cape Town residents ignored repeated warnings to curb consumption. 60% of residents, who needs water? I buy it at the store. I cannot convey to those people, that 60% of people who didn't cut down on their consumption, how monumentally stupid they are. You know how much they're using a day? 60%? 87 liters. She goes on to say, it's quite unbelievable that a majority of people do not seem to care about and are sending all of us headlong towards day zero. We have reached the point of no return. That is some ominous shit right there. What do you do if you live in Cape Town, South Africa? By day zero, as they're calling it, each family will have to travel to water drop-off destinations where they can have a limit of 7 gallons a day. It will be a huge humanitarian crisis because in the outskirts of the city, there's a lot of poverty, even though it's a pretty industrious city and the population there has boomed over the years. That's actually been another factor that's contributed to this quick drying up of their water. So originally they had set the date for this, day zero, as they're calling it, for April 22nd, but apparently the dam that holds all their water supply dropped by 1.4% in such a short amount of time, they had to revise that back to April 12th. Wow. So, water black markets have already formed. Naturally, price gouging's definitely going to be a problem. So if you're poor, you're not going to have access to water. And this is just a glimpse of what's to come if we don't curb our emissions and if we don't change almost the entire way we operate. We're already past the point of no return, not like, Cape Town is, but it's called the tipping point. And that's when it doesn't matter if we completely stopped emitting carbon emissions right now. The amount that we have put into the atmosphere has already done permanent damage to our environment and our climate. So let me read you a story I dug up from 2011. It's by a news agency called VOA News. I'm just going to read a very quick part from it. They talk about the possibility of climate change leading to water wars and resource scarcity in Africa. And Pierre, who is Taryn Pierre, an environmentalist out of South Africa's Southern Cape region, said that until recent years, the rainfall had just had the same amount, or the lowest amount in 140 years, and that Cape Town, South Africa, could run out of water by 2020. So that's depressing. We were warned. It's only going to get worse from here. Even if we changed everything, it's only going to get worse from here. Donald Trump's administration is deregulating almost everything they can, and whether it's the Clean Air Act, the Clean Water Act, try to figure that one out. They also appointed Scott Pruitt to the head of the EPA, who sued the EPA 14 times. You really think he has the environment in his best interest, or his donors and his moneyed interests? I don't think it's that hard to figure out. And it's funny because people still deny it to this day. It's like, what the fuck can you tell them? Like, you can't. I mean, I bet there's people in Cape Town, South Africa that are still denying climate change, and they're about to have to move out. I mean, we could have a ghost town in a year or so because water's not going to be coming back. Like, unless they get a bunch of rain, the climate stops and reverses its warming patterns, where extreme weather events are being exacerbated. The El Nino was extremely strong this year, which also led, because they got a bunch of rain from the El Nino, and then after that just dried up right afterwards. It's past the point of no repair, and this is only the starting point.